Airborne Military Veteran, entrepreneur, college professor, father of 4, and your broadcasting host, Dr. Aaron Bryant.
Welcome to another episode of Dr. Bryant Speaks. As you can see, I'm not in the studio. So I want to say thank you for watching the show. For those who are returning, you notice that I'm not in the studio. And for those that are new, this is not normal, but it is necessary for the topic that I'm going to discuss. So as you can see behind me, in this beautiful sunrise that's about to happen, I'm in Bucerias, Mexico, on the beach, literally. And I do this because it relates to the topic I'm going to talk about. You know, give you some background. People have all kinds of challenges that are related to the challenges that impact them every day. For me, I was talking to my therapist and we came to the conclusion that I need to get out more. I didn't quite understand what that meant. But then over time, it helped me understand that I had to find ways to digress, had to find ways to relax. I had to find ways to let go of things that I was holding on to. You know, it's important that when you have a lot of things up in your head, you have to figure out how you can uncover and balance and just honestly find techniques that could help you, because it's not healthy to keep it bottled in. It's not healthy to continue to, well, let's just put it this way. If you end up holding it all inside yourself, it's going to impact you in different ways. Now, I don't like to get into all the medical terminology and jargon, and I'm definitely not your therapist. But it is important to understand that I have been there, or let me rephrase that, I am there. And the thing is, I'm just trying to share with you some of the things that I've learned. So that brings us to where we are today, right now, in the beautiful Mexico. So here's the thing. One day I was talking to my therapist and I mentioned how I took a trip by accident, just went to another part of a country, and I had an amazing time in this particular place. I think the main thing I took away from that was I wasn't worried about anything. The economic level was really low, where I could basically $5. I was full from both my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I can get a massage for a few bucks. I mean, life was good. My most expensive thing was my hotel. No, correction, my flight. It became expensive with the hotel only because I actually stayed a lot longer than I should have. That's why. But I want to say that it was an amazing experience. And that experience is what led me to a conversation to understand a little bit more about what I could do to find that again. And that's what brings us here, because in this beautiful country with the 24/7 sun, where I can basically not even own a jacket, I tell you, it was worth every penny. So about a couple of months ago, I found myself at a resort in Nuevo Vallarta, which is just north of Puerto Vallarta. And I was at that resort for about 10 days. Interesting thing was I didn't even stay at the resort. They do everything they can in that all-inclusive location to keep you there. But for me, I had to get out and venture. Amazing trip. and realized that it was something that actually helped. So my therapist was onto something. So let's book another trip. Now, I'm not saying jump on a plane and go all over the world globetrotting all the time. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is find something that works for you. I have a background in martial arts. I used to do Tai Chi. We used to meditate. We did all these different things. And let me tell you, at the time, that worked for me. Doesn't work for me now. Post military, nah, I can't stand meditating. My head doesn't even allow me to be able to just to control the thoughts. So that doesn't work. So I've tried. I ride a Harley. Love my bike. Love my motorcycle club. Love getting on it and just getting out there. And we call it wind therapy. Then over time, for some strange reason, that stopped working. Don't ask me why. I honestly don't know. It's just honestly just stopped working. So I realized as much as I still love riding a bike, it wasn't enough for me. So I had to continue looking for something else. Now, the funny thing is, my therapist used to tell me, she goes, oh, well, let me rephrase that. One of my therapists, she would say, oh, Aaron, why don't you try walking in the morning? Okay, I do that. But the thing is, when I'm walking, I'm still thinking and our head's going. And I come back and I'm still facing things and I'm still having to, you know, battle stuff. And it just wasn't enough. So try something else. Everything we do in life, it's going to have circumstances. And those circumstances are going to have probably some negativity attached to it and some positivity. Now, for me, when I joined the military, I had no clue about the outcome of the kind of person I would become. But as proud as I am of being a veteran, I'm not so happy about the circumstances I have to face every day. So that brings me here. Beautiful Mexico. When you come to a place like this, especially when it's a country where the food is not expensive, the weather is perfect, you can really find yourself not wanting to go home. I was calling it a roller coaster. And then I realized, my life is not a roller coaster. It's more of a heartbeat. So when you search for that serenity, the heart basically will have its moments, right? But I feel like I'm always at a low and there's no pulse, there's nothing happening. And that's what I'm struggling with all the time. And then it comes to the point where I have something that's exciting, and then I get that pulse. Now, everybody in life has this. Everybody experiences different things, let's be honest. But I think the average person, the average civilian, has a bit of a par level that exists. And that par level is a bit of an advantage because you kind of maintain that acceptance. But I look at when you are a veteran, when you're suffering from different challenges, anxiety, depression, PTSD, night terrors, etc., of all the things that, veterans may typically have to be challenged with. Unfortunately, you're not at acceptance level. You're a lot lower and you're looking for that pulse. So where do you find it? When I'm at home in California, I can't find that pulse. It's hard. Every once in a while, I might have something that gives me a little bit of a heartbeat. Every once in a while. And unfortunately, it's not very common. But then when I look for serenity and I look for happiness, or I look for something that will not always become so challenging, it's a little easier. It's a little easier. I ask you, for those who are listening, the people who listen to my show, the new followers, the ones who've been there since the beginning, I say that try to find that whatever to give you that pulse. Try to find it, because we need those pulses. We need that, because I'm afraid that some of my veteran buddies who have given up couldn't find that pulse. And it's scary. It's very scary. So for me, Mexico, this beautiful, beautiful country, it gives me mine. This place is absolutely amazing. And I personally think that the more time I spend here, the better I feel. Now, I've had people say, oh, well, you're going to have to come back to reality. You're going to have to go back home and face the XYZ. And I'm thinking, no, I don't. If anything, the things that are there, if it's not helping me, why would I want to go back to it? Family can come visit. You always want your family around, right? In some cases, you might not want your family around. So I leave you with this. Think about it. Find your place. Find your purpose. Find your serenity. Find something that continues to give you that heartbeat. You don't want to flatline. Do not flatline. Do not give up. Continue to push forward and continue to look. You want to come join me in Mexico? Let me know. I won't be here all year long, but I'll definitely be here a lot. If you want to basically meet up somewhere else, we can do that too, because this world is big, and I'm looking forward to exploring, and I'm going to do that. So I hope to hear from you soon. Continue to subscribe to the show. Continue to forward your comments. And if you have anything else you want to know, just let me know. Because on this show, it's all about what you want to do. Because Dr. Bryant is speaking, not just to you, but to anybody else who's listening. And that's what it's all about. So I'll talk to you soon. That's the end of this show. Talk to you later.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Dr. Bryant Speaks. Thank you for listening to the podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please locate others on all the popular podcast channels and YouTube under Dr. Bryant Speaks. And go to the website at DrBryantSpeaks.com for the latest info.